This is the Rebelhorn Hiker 4, a brilliant motorcycle touring suit that I think offers exceptional value for money.
In fact, it recently won Ride Magazine's group test of affordable textile suits, beating some of the big name brands like Alpine Stars.
Thing is though, I've been wearing this one for the past year or so, and it's genuinely become my go-to suit for longer distance rides. So in this video, we'll go through all of the details with the 8 key things that you need to know about it.
But before we get started, a massive thanks to Rebelhorn for supporting the channel and sponsoring this video. Naturally, you can't expect this to be a hypercritical warts and all review, which is why we haven't titled it as such, but I will tell you what my experience of using the suit has been like and highlight some of the features that I think make it a great choice. On top of that, we only work with brands that we believe make great products, and so if you like what you see in the video, then there are links in the description where you can find out more, as well as pick up your own Hiker 4 suit.
Now look, touring suits might not generally be thought of as the most sexy of motorcycle clothing, but for me, this one's really quite tasteful and sleek, and so it has to be the first big thing that I really like about it. I've gone for the all black finish because I think it keeps things looking nice and simple, but if you do want to stand out a bit more on the road, then there's a grey and fluorescent yellow, and also as a bit of a compromise between the two, a black and fluor as well. All of them get some reflective strips like on the shoulder and arm here, so they also help with visibility, especially at night. And I also really like the sort of fairly subtle branding and graphics, which add a little bit of visual interest without being too much. On top of that, a big part of the look is this collar that flaps over here, and while it does look good in my opinion, well, it's also pretty functional in terms of blocking out the wind, and I actually find in fairly moderate temperatures that I don't need to wear a neck tube with a jacket like this. Plus, when you've got the jacket open, if you're off the bike, it clips out the way so it's not flapping around. And so yeah, all round, this is one of my favourite looking touring suits.
Touring suits really though are all about function, and this one packs plenty of features that make it a really versatile piece of kit. The main one for me is the removable waterproof membrane, which I normally have inside the jacket to give me a bit of extra warmth, but of course you can whip it out and wear it over the top of the textiles if you want some protection from the weather. This means you can keep the main body of the suit dry, which saves you having to find somewhere to dry it out overnight if you're on a multi-day tour. Plus, just generally it stops it getting drenched, which can make it a bit heavy and cold. And you could of course also wear this membrane on its own as a casual jacket if you've stopped off for the day on a tour.
Of course though, a significant tour could equally take you to fairly warm temperatures, and so in that scenario you might want to whip out both membranes and wear the textiles without, and that's going to give you the best possible cooling. On top of that, to maximise airflow, you're probably going to want to open up some of the vents, and there are plenty of options with this suit that should keep you nice and comfortable. The main two are here on the chest with the zips up the middle, so you just zip those up and snap the vents open, and these vents go right up to the collarbones, so they really do make the most of any cool air coming in. Then you've got a couple of vents on the shoulders on the back, which you're going to want to open up as kind of like exhaust vents so that it sucks the air through the jacket. And while these zips on the sleeves do help to get your gloves on easily because you can open them up, and so if you've got big touring gloves you can just get them in there and then zip them down to get things nice and snug. You've also got a second zip up the top that opens up this vent too. These first zips though, they're actually lock-in zips, so when you push them flat they won't start to slide open. And you've also got similar vents down on the trousers, so on the thighs and also down by your boots, where again you can open it up to get your boots on nice and easily, but you can also vent there as well.
As for pockets, well, we've got plenty to choose from, so if you like to stash your gadgets and extra bit of kit, then there should be plenty of space. On the front we've got 2 main pockets, one with a waterproof zip as well, and there's also another small waterproof pocket for your bike's key if you have keyless ignition. Then on the sleeve we've got a payment card pocket so you can easily tap for tolls or fuel. And then perhaps the most useful one for me is the big cargo pocket across the lower back, which is perfect for storing the membrane in if you're on the go, or perhaps a pair of gloves if you've stopped off for a moment. Then there's another interior waterproof pocket, so great for stuff that you might not need regular access to. And the trousers also have a few more pockets, although generally there are so many on the jacket that I rarely need to use them.
Now, naturally, another really important feature of any good touring suit is safety, and it's pretty much, of course, the whole point of wearing motorcycle-specific clothing. This one is AA rated for abrasion resistance, and you also get level 2 armor in the elbows and shoulders that ships with the jacket as standard. Then, in the trousers, you've got knee armor and hip armor, and on the jacket, there is a pocket if you do want to use a back protector, and the same for the trousers as well. There's a little coccyx protector pocket on the back there too. As for the abrasion resistance, well, it's really important for a suit to zip together to make sure that it doesn't ride up if you're having a slide. And I guess also as a bit of a secondary benefit in terms of comfort, it does mean that it keeps the trousers nice and high without having to use braces or anything like that. Now, some suits can be a little bit tricky to zip together, but I find these really nice and easy. So again, another great feature of this suit.
Rebelhorn offer a wide range of sizes for this suit, running from extra small to 10XL. And for reference, I'm about 5'9" or 175 centimeters and weigh in at just over 80 kilos. And in this suit, I'll wear a large for both the jacket and trousers, which leaves me a little bit of wiggle room to get my Gerbing heated jacket and trousers underneath. One of the things that does differentiate this suit from a more expensive product like their Cubby suit is that you don't get a third thermal layer inside. But for me, on a long ride, I prefer to use the heated gear anyway, and so with the Gerbings under the membranes and with the textile on top, I'm very toasty in all but the coldest conditions where it's probably going to be too treacherous to ride anyway. In the UK, you can get this suit from Sports Bike Shop, who have a try before you buy click and collect service, and so I'd fully recommend using that in order to get the right fit. And it's also worth mentioning that there are plenty of adjustment straps, so the suit will still be nice and snug even if you're between sizes. These are also essential for helping to keep the armor in the right place if you do have a spill, and generally it's quite a supple suit with some really nice flexible stretch panels, and so even when they are tightened up, you still feel nice and unrestricted with your movement.
So like I say, lots of handy features, a great looking suit as well, and all for what I think is a really decent price. In the UK, the jacket comes in at £229.95, the trousers at £199.95. And while that is still, a substantial amount of money to most people, if you look at what you can get elsewhere on the market, it really does stack up pretty well. Plus, it's a really versatile piece of kit that you can wear in pretty much all conditions, and so it's a piece of gear that I think you can really get value for money from.
As always, if you've got any questions about it, do leave them down in the comments below and we'll try to get back to you. And if you want to see our full rundown of the next suit up, the Cubby, then I'll put that on the screen now so you can give it a click and give it a watch if you haven't already. Do hit subscribe for more of the latest gear and tech like this right here on MOTOBOB. A massive thanks for watching today, and we'll catch you in the next one.